Hello everyone and welcome to Electric's Chapel Sunday. This is something new I wanted to start. I wanted to start doing some videos or some lives where we could ask questions about magic, tarot, witchcraft, all the good stuff. If you have questions you'd like to know about magic, spirituality, any of that kind of stuff, let me know. I am a practicing magi. I've been doing it for years. I do tarot on the internet and would love to answer any of your questions about magic, about the gods, about anything you'd like to know spiritually. I can try to help and advise. I wanted to get a little bit out of my normal circle of things. Normally I just do, tarot readings. But I would like to start being able to start investing more time in you guys and talking about different spells and different things when it comes to spirituality. So let me know down below in the if you have any questions, let me know down below what you guys are working on, what you guys are into. Personally, recently I've been getting very much into a lot of past life regressions, kind of finding my own path, things like that. Is your card reading very legit or close enough? I personally I'm always surprised. That's my thing, is I want to always come to my readings with a very a humble side of things, where I'm not saying it's God, universe, source, whatever you want to call it. I have had a lot of people come back to me though a couple days after the readings, be like, that was really legit and it came through and it really did help me out in the long term. So for me personally, I'm always very cautious. I'm always take everything with a grain of salt. But then most people come back and they're like, oh, they're great. You did, you were right about this, that, or whatever. So I think that's the thing, is if you have for me personally, if you have a reader who's 100% this is right no matter what, and there's no ifs, ands, or but about it, I'm always very cautious about that. Because for me, it's again, I don't really even know what I'm saying as much as it's the universe working through me. Hey, Bree, how are you, Bree? Let's get you your little oracle card. Bree, hair, it is time to find balance and find center. The universe would like to balance you out in a very special way. Thanks for hearting me. I appreciate you, Bree. Thanks. Today we are doing some questions about spirituality, witchcraft, magic, magi stuff, whatever you're looking for. Let me know what kind of questions you guys have about these type of topics. Recently, I've been getting very heavily into learning more about Hecate. As a lot of you, I'm sure if you know anything about magic or witchcraft, you've heard the name Hecate. I know a lot of people say Hecate. Either way, from what I've gathered, it is Hecate is the proper pronunciation. At least that's the way that I've learned it. I don't know. Other people might have different opinions of that. But it's really interesting to learn about her actual origins and where she came from and all that cool stuff, and her actual connection to a lot of the bigger overall faiths. So it's really quite fascinating. Hi, everybody. Welcome. And we are doing some questions and answers. So do you have any questions about your practice? Do you have any questions about magic, witchcraft, stuff like that? I will try my best to help you. I'm still learning myself. So, we take everything with a grain of salt. We learn from each other, things like that. We do have Jesus would like a reading. If you want to get a reading, you can give one Mic Champ for 6 cards. One Join Butterfly will get you 9. One Galaxy will get you 12. If you are new, you guys can follow for a free Oracle card. Today we were doing something a little different. Normally we have the cards set out and we just do readings like that. But today I wanted to actually face-to-face with you guys and talk about, the different things of magic. See if you guys need help on your personal journeys. Anyone going through anything personal, some struggles? What's going on? I know a lot of times we, people come to the cards and they need advice and help, but we're friends here. We're allies. We're in a coven together. How can we help each other? Tiffo, you have this exact shirt. Oh, I love that. I got this for Christmas. I'm a big extraterrestrial person, for sure. Geese, just heard me. Hey, Geese, how are you? Geese, here's your oracle card. Tea Party, find your purpose and find your passion. Finding your purpose and passion again will change your life for the better and bring you improvements for the future you want and need. So like I said, I've been working a lot with learning more about Hecate, learning more about actually calling gods by their names. I was raised, what's the word? What do we call it? There's a very specific word. I was raised religious-wise. Non-denominational Christian, which I was glad I was raised, but also I've seen the differences in my own journey, kind of leaving that space of my life. I had my horizons much more opened up as I grew up. And I think every single person has their own connections to whatever their faith may be. And for me, I can find a little bit of tidbit of something blessed in every single thing I look into. But the thing I've been kind of working on lately is, why pray to someone that you just call by their title? God. Just pray to God. Why not call God by God's name? God gives you names. Reach out to them. So that's my thing, is I'm trying to learn more about when it comes to the Judeo-Christian God. I'm starting to talk more to Elohim. I mean, obviously that entity goes by like tons of names. But you know, I've been praying more to Elohim and learning about that, and then learning about like Ashra. If you guys have looked into Ashra, it's a wild story. Love it, love it, love it. Jesus, not gonna lie, you'd love to meet an alien. If you hope you get a chance someday. Oh, I love that. If you go according to a lot of people's theories, you probably already have. I'm so in deep with all of the not conspiracy theories, but a lot of the different stories people have of experiences with extraterrestrials. Like, oh, I'm so fascinated. And I've done a couple past life regressions with people and their star seeds, and I think honestly, on some level, a lot of us are star seeds, and we just haven't done the actual research to find that yet. You know, if you haven't done that, if you haven't done the past life regressions, you might actually be an extraterrestrial and you just haven't got there yet. Hey, welcome in everybody. Ali Wai just followed. Welcome to the coven. Here's your card for following. Which justice is coming. Karma's got your back and the universe is looking out for you. There are blessings every day to find you the breakthrough you need and want, getting you ready for the changes you've been deserving of. There we go. Thanks for following. Hey, Autumn, how are you? Good to see you. I want to welcome everybody in today. We're doing something a little different today. I'm calling this my Electric Chapel Sunday. We are kind of doing this almost like a little church service. We're doing this like a little... We're doing like a little like Q&A talking about spirituality. You guys have questions. If you guys want to ask some questions, you know, about stuff for your spiritual journey, I'll try to help as much as I can. You know, if you're going through some personal problems, we can talk about it. Autumn, hey, Autumn. Autumn, thanks for hearting me, Autumn. Here we go. Daffodils, there's a whisper of inspiration in the air. There's a change coming soon, and there are blessings coming fast, and there are new opportunities for success coming your way. Cool, there you go. Jesus has a question. When you are reading people through tarot, how does it work? Okay, so for me personally, it's always, tarot could be any form of divination for at least my practice. Other readers probably have their own ritual. For me though, it's more of, this is a way for, like for me personally, Elohim will talk to me, you know, or maybe we'll say the quote unquote universe will talk through the cards and kind of answer it in the ambiguous answers that we get from tarot. And then that's my job as the reader to interpret it to the question the person asked. It's kind of funny because honestly, I get a lot of people who I love. They come through and they ask similar questions pretty frequently. And at a certain point, it's like they get the same cards are starting to come up. We're starting to see this. We're starting to see the same exact, like, oh, the high priestess is here, and then oh, we have the moon or whatever, and it becomes the same. It starts to become the same exact answer. Because like honestly, sometimes it's like a lot of this is not necessarily. It's not a magic 8-ball. Like, that's the thing. A lot of people, I think tarot is a magic 8-ball, where it's like, oh, if I ask you this exact question, will you give me the exact answer, time, place, and thing? It's not always like that. Sometimes it's one of those situations where it becomes, okay, so I want to know about this guy. And the universe is saying, you need to be alone away from guys. You need to be focusing on you. And the person's like, well, I want to know about the guy. Well, they're not listening to the card saying, we don't care about that guy. We care about you right now. And it's one of those things where sooner or later, then you come back, the older you get, the more you mature, you come into hearing because sometimes people don't want to hear the answers, and that's fine. Everybody's allowed to come at their own pace. And then sooner or later, people come back around. They're like, oh, I shouldn't be around this thing. It's like, yeah, the card's like, duh, we told you that earlier. Because, okay, Jesus says, because you go very fast, how does the information come into you? That's a really good question. So I will say sometimes I have a fantastic memory outside of tarot. I have a great memory. I can remember like the weirdest details from years ago, right? But I have noticed, and this is very common with a lot of tarot readers, I've noticed, is that when you're being almost like channeling a message, or when you're getting something right from the universe to the cards, I don't even know what I'm saying. I had the other day, I was doing a private reading with somebody, just me and her. I'm not going to give any details, obviously, but we were doing the stuff. She asked all these really detailed questions. And she goes, oh, that's helpful. Is that what you meant? And I literally had to like snap back and go, what'd I say? I don't remember saying anything to her. And so it's one of those things where I think sometimes the questions get answered by a higher power that is just speaking through me almost. So yeah, sometimes like that's the thing is I'll forget somebody asked me a question and they're like, oh, what was the reading you said for me earlier? I don't know, check the live rerun, you know, like, boop, gone. I don't know. Which is weird because every other job I've had, I could remember everyone's orders from when I worked at grocery stores, when I was a waitress. I was never a waitress. I was a busboy. Autumn, you haven't seen, yeah, I've done a couple lives before with my my face. I try to just, people seem to like it more when I just do the table because we can just ask the questions directly. Autumn's one of our lovely other Coven members who does tarot. Adam, if you want to hop, if you have some time now, you can hop in and we can do a little joint live if you want. I'm just doing this kind of like, I want to do this like a little church service almost, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah, no, like that's the thing. Yeah, Victoria, like I normally, today is not really about tarot. I mean, obviously I'll still do the tarot if people want to get some tarot readings done. Today we're talking more about actual like spiritual journeys. We're learning together. We're kind of talking a little bit today about, I've been working a lot more with Elohim and Ashra. And something that blew my mind, because I started learning more about Ashra through TikTok, conveniently. Surprisingly good resource that people don't give enough credit. This is a great website that has a lot of resources. You can find pretty much anything you want, and the algorithm seems to like, you know, hunt us down and find us the stuff we want to be taught. And so I was learning a lot about Ashra, who, if you don't know who Ashra is, there's actually a lot of stories where Elohim, who is considered the, you know, it would be like the Judeo-Christian God. There are some stories where Elohim and Ashra are actually, they're counterparts, they're connected, there's some sort of, she's kind of like his ally, he's her ally, vice versa, whatever it may be. And there's this really cool connection where they have, you know, some say that Ashra is, you know, Elohim's wife and Elohim is Ashra's husband, or the hard part is gender's irrelevant when it comes to these type of things, because these are, you know, bigger entities than the human ideas of gender. Don't get me started on that. But so I was learning about her a lot, and it was really cool. And meanwhile, my best friend slash my roommate, my best friend, she's a practicing witch, and she's been working a lot with Hecate, and Hecate's always come to her. We have, you know, a shrine for Hecate, stuff like that. An altar, I guess would be the proper term. She has all that, and we've been, you know, I had stuff to her altar all the time for it, you know, stuff like that. And it was so interesting because I've been learning about Ashra and, you know, Elohim and all that stuff. And so I was looking up more stuff of other names that Ashra goes by, and I did find some stuff that actually does suggest that you are connected. So on some level, the Christian Judeo God has a deep connection with Hecate, which I thought was really interesting, because we all know the Judeo-Christian God Elohim has the three-headed God, you know, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, Holy Ghost, whatever, wisdom, whatever we want to call the third entity. But then the interesting part is, if you go according to certain lore, Hecate has maiden mother crone. So it's interesting that we have these like both these three-headed deities that are connected intrinsically. And I've been learning a lot I started reading the Book of Sophia. It's one of the Gnostic texts. I don't know if you guys are into any of the Gnostic texts, but it's really fascinating because in the Gnostic texts, the Messiah, they refer to him a lot more as the Messiah. They don't really say the name Jesus. That's a very current day practice. But in these, they refer to like the Messiah. They refer to Yeshua, they refer to him as just the Messiah. And it's interesting because the Messiah goes through these trials and tribulations to find Sophia, which is also called wisdom. That's another lie for another day. But it's interesting because he had to go through all these trials to get to his divinity, or get to his next level of leveling up. And then there's so much where Hecate does the same thing. So it's interesting that these two entities are so intrinsically tied, yet the mainstream concept would have us believe that they are polar opposites. They are not connected at all. There's no, that's evil. And it's like, why? And then we have to start getting to the real conversation of why are people who are quote unquote like different, people who are not the main idea of what something's supposed to be, why are they pushed out? And it's because like these are entities, these are spirits that are encouraging inclusion, encouraging this. And like it's such a powerful topic to everyone is welcome with them. And the fact that we've had so many things put their foot down and say no. Acid Burn says you love my voice. Oh, Acid Burn. Thanks. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for saying that. Very kind of you. Today we are doing something a little different. I still have the tarot cards if you guys want readings, but I am doing a little bit of a question answer, learning about spirituality together, talking about stuff, talking about the universe, talking about magic. The really fun one. Okay, so I've been on this very specific journey about learning about the divine feminine, essentially. As somebody who's always been a little bit more aligned with the divine feminine, I'm not the most masculine person in the world. Even though despite my face and my height and everything physically about me, I've never really been aligned that much with a lot of the masculine things. And so I've always been kind of tied to learning more about divine feminine. And so I was reading I've been reading the book of Mary Magdalene. First of all, what a cool lady. Also, everything I said about her is so not true. She was rich. She had like money. She bankrolled it, babes. And she's really cool for that. And we love that. We love a woman who's just like, here's the money, let's go. Can we get some Mary Magdalene love in the chat, guys? So the really cool part is when the Messiah left, was leaving to, go back to heaven, was leaving everything to the apostles, he left the church to Mary Magdalene. And then Peter's all like, I don't think so. She can't do it. And everybody's like, but Peter, Mary's like his bestie. She's his priestess. She's the one he prays with. And so it was supposed to be left to the divine feminine, and then it wasn't. It's wild how our whole concept and structure of everything has, been taken away from the divine feminine. And it's like, why? Why are we so afraid of that? Yep, Autumn's right. Yeah, tarot changes as a situation, the feeling change more. Yeah, it's true. So do you guys have any questions about spiritual topics, magic, witchcraft? Like, what are you guys' thoughts? I know a lot of people, aren't always comfortable with tarot because there's been a lot of misconceptions about what it is. Hey, Fun Jojo. Fun Jojo's hearting me. Thanks, Fun Jojo. Here's your card for hearting me. I appreciate it. Shortbread, there's a sweetness in what you craft. As you are asked to indulge in the sweetness, you're going to start putting beautiful things out there and sharing them with the world. There we go. Thanks for hearting me. I appreciate it. Welcome in. Rachel is here. Hi, Rachel. Thank you for hearting me, Rachel. Here's your card for hearting me. There is a time for focusing on self-divination. Focusing a little bit more on self-care and self-magic will change your life drastically. So I'm curious, what do you guys have for questions when it comes to your spiritual journey? What's going on? I know a lot of people, again, like I said, a lot of misconceptions. For me, as somebody who's, again, studying to be a magi, I've always felt it's very helpful to learn more and talk with people, talk with your allies, talk with people who are in your circle, talk with people outside of the circle, talk with people that you don't even know about these type of things. I mean, if you feel comfortable and safe, of course. Acid Burn, just hearting me. Thanks, Acid Burn. Acid Burn. The words you speak are important. It's time to start going with the flow. Chasing after the flow will change your life drastically and bring you the improvements you deserve and need. There we go. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it. I want to welcome everybody in today. I hope you guys are doing well today. We are doing Electric Chapel Sunday. This is my way of helping everybody. If you guys have questions you want to just ask about magic, witchcraft, spirituality, religion, I studied a few of these things. So if you guys want to ask, let me know. A lot of people also don't necessarily understand what tarot is in particular. Again, it's not a magic 8 ball. It's just not. Magic 8 balls are fun. I never owned one. I was told they're pure evil. I never got one as a kid. But when it comes to tarot, the part about tarot that's really kind of interesting is that it's very much, there are pieces here to help you with something, but it's not necessarily going to tell you your future. It's more going to tell you about you and how you're responding to things. That's a big one that I think a lot of people might miss. And as a somebody who reads for a lot of strangers on the internet, it's really interesting. Like I get to know more about somebody than they do almost because I'm seeing their cards. So it's definitely interesting where it's like, I want to know, does this boy like me? And then the cards are like, do you like yourself? Like that kind of thing. Robin, if you'd like to get a reading, all you got to do is give one mic champ. I'll do some readings for you. Obviously the camera's not focusing on the board, so I'll just hold them up to you, but I can do a reading for you for sure if you'd like. If you guys are new here, hit that follow button. New followers win a free card for following. I do want to thank everybody for joining us today. If this is your first time joining me, hi, I'm the Dark Magi. I do tarot on the internet. We are talking today about, spirituality, magic, witchcraft, all that good stuff, religion. Whatever you guys want to talk, we can talk about it. If you have questions, have you guys been struggling on a personal part of your journey? We could talk about like past life regressions. We could talk about astral projecting. These are the few of the topics that I know a lot about, so I will discuss them with you guys if you want. I feel like a lot of times my lives end up just being in and out. We just talk about something real quick and go with our day. But we can now actually discuss something. We can really talk it out. Autumn's also a really good resource. Autumn's part of our coven, and we love Autumn so much. So if you guys go show some love to our friend Autumn in the chat. I do want to welcome everybody in. We are trying to get to our goal of 100,000 followers. So if you're able to help out by following, you will get a little free card during our live if you want to hit that follow button to get yourself a free little card. I want to welcome everybody in today as well. So like I said, we were talking a little bit about the divine feminine, and it is so interesting to watch how many things in our society have been curved away from the divine feminine because they don't want us to allow both sides in. Okay. Oh, guys asked a question. Okay. What do you think about twin flames, and do you have an input on it? Okay, so twin flames are really fascinating. I think a lot of the misunderstandings when it comes to twin flames is that people almost think of it as the same exact thing as a soulmate. And that's the difference is they're not. They're two different concepts. And the cool part is I know a lot of people don't like the concept of twin flames because they think that they're lesser than if they don't have the other twin flame. Like, that's a lot of the misconstruction when it comes to twin flames. And I don't think that's true at all, because a match is a match. There's still fire there. And if you put it with another match, it's still just fire. They're together, they're just fire. But separately, they're still also fire. So, like, I think what we get, a lot of people have a problem with it because people just want to have a problem with something, to be honest. So, like, if you have a twin flame or you feel like you have a twin flame, love that for you. If you feel like you have a soulmate, love that for you as well. It's a different kind of concept, would be my opinion. Like, I personally feel like twin flames, for at least in my side, is that once you kind of match with a twin flame, you're kind of in it. You know, it's one of those things like you and your twin flame can kind of be it becomes one. Because you think of it, you throw two matches into a little cauldron, it becomes one fire. So it kind of becomes the one thing. Versus when it comes to soulmates, I do feel it's one of the things where you keep finding each other no matter what, but you still can kind of be separate, essentially. That's at least my opinion. Let me know in the chat what you guys think, what your opinions are on twin flames and soulmates. I personally, I know I have a soulmate out there. I know who it is. I haven't physically met them. I've met them in the astral plane, but I have not actually found them. So if you're there, hey, what's up? I'm still waiting. Okay, Timona just followed. Hey, welcome, Kevin Timona. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Timoana. I hope I said it right that time. Here you go. Here's your card. Thanks for following. Universe, we are all stardust and we're all connected. Never forget the power you have to connect with other people on a deep, dark level. Going to that dark kind of side of things in this, like in the starry night, really connecting on that level will help you see yourself, who you really are, and who they are around you as well. There you go. Thanks for following. Welcome. Welcome. So Robin asks, could I tell you if it's possible to meet the love of your life this year, or is it that silly? So if you want to get a tarot reading, we can do that. Obviously, again, all you gotta do is get one mic champ. We can actually ask the cards. But from my personal opinion, here's the thing. This is the less fun answer to this. Time doesn't exist truly. Time is a human concept. That's why I think a lot of people's problems come up when it comes to manifestation, things like that. Is I'm manifesting that I'll meet this person in a year, within the year. I'll manifest it. But in reality, the year only exists to you. The universe doesn't see it that way. The universe is looking at us from a different angle. We don't see the dimensions they see in. Or at least this is how I always perceived it. So it's one of those things where it's even just changing your personal mindset. No tea, no shade, of course. Just once you start resetting your mind, it'll actually probably help you get there faster with meeting the right person for you. Is take the year out of it. Well, you're going to meet the love of your life. You know the love of your life. You know them. And that's the thing, is it's not lying. It's speaking it out. It's commanding it into the reality you're in now. And that brings things fast. That makes things go quickly. And that's like a lot of things when it comes to love or manifestation, is that we're almost putting on, realistically, because soon doesn't really exist. Later doesn't exist. Next year doesn't actually exist. When it actually happens, it's the now. So bring the person into the now with you. Are you going to meet the love of your life? You met the love of your life. You have the love of your life. You are loved by the love of your life. You see how that works? Because in reality, the universe doesn't exist in the same time frame we do. That is such a human construct. Timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly, you know? Hi, everyone. Welcome in. I hope you guys are doing good today. I'm feeling great. Acid Burn asks, would I rather be with a twin flame or a soulmate long term? That's a really good question. Again, I think it really just depends on what you're looking for. I personally have always had the mindset that people have multiple soulmates. That doesn't mean multiple love interests. For me, at least, I'm very much a one and done person. Other people aren't. That's their journey. We love them for it. But I do feel like on some level when it comes to soulmates, like you can have a best friend who's a soulmate. You can have a parent who's a soulmate. You can have a dog who's a soulmate. There's things that are in your soul circle. Because I personally, okay, so again, I'm on one of my last regenerations. I know they're called reincarnations, but I'm on like the last reincarnation for me personally. And I know I've had a very long, lustrous life where I've collected a lot of soulmates. They're not all my lovers or my love interests. I have one person or one entity in particular that I know who it is. That's my thing. That's my person. That's my counterpart. That would almost be called my twin flame, I would say. They're my other energy. So I would say that like, it really just depends on how you look at it, you know, because like, again, twin flames are something that it does kind of almost becomes one once the time finds itself. On another side, another opinion I personally had of it is that sometimes, depending on where you are in your own regeneration cycle or your own reincarnation cycle, you might have already met your twin flame and now you are your twin flame. And then that's why you move on to the next thing. Because, okay, no tea, no shade, but if we want to get into my personal lineages of reincarnations, I've definitely found twin flames who are now me too. So I'm also my twin flame. The flame became one flame and now we are the new flame. And I almost feel like for me personally, it's like once I found my twin flame, we almost became the one. And now the soulmate's over here, and it's not the twin flame. It's almost the yin to the yang, if that makes sense. Hope this is somewhat making sense. Also, with these kind of topics, everything's a little bit wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey, and weird. But if we want to talk about it, that's at least my personal opinion. What do you guys say? Would you guys prefer a soulmate or a twin flame? Like, what do you guys think? Oh yeah, no, for sure, Autumn. I would definitely love for you to join us one of these Sundays. Yeah, I think I want to try to start doing this a little bit more. I think it's kind of fun to be able to talk with you guys a little bit more one-on-one, a little more spiritually. Discussing stuff, really talking about what the real stuff is, If you guys do want to get a tarot reading, I do have the deck here. Today wasn't really about that. We're talking about questions and stuff. I might come on later and do an actual regular tarot reading like we do. What other questions you guys have spiritually? I definitely like to help you guys on this journey. If you have questions about religion, God, magic, witchcraft, whatever, I know a little bit about this subject. So if you guys want to talk about it, we can. Yeah, twin flame journey is definitely not for the weak. No, for sure. Yeah, Acid Burn, have you had an experience? Sound like you might have had an experience. What's going on with your twin flame journey, Acid Burn? Let me know. Yeah, Gabby says, one of our regulars, Gabby's here. Hi, Gabby. Gabby says, there's so many meanings to people having twin flames. It's hard to say what you prefer. I agree with that. Then we have Timona. You'd like to be loved as the version you are at the moment and continue to choose to love. That's a good way to put it. That's a good way to look at it, Timona. Definitely, that would almost, for me, that would be my opinion, is like that's more of like looking for a soulmate, someone who's going to love you as is. And again, I think I'm almost discovering my exact wording for everything now through talking with you guys. So that's the fun part I'm learning from you guys too, is that like for me, a twin flame is almost you finding more of yourself and then taking it on essentially, versus a soulmate, which is kind of meeting where you are and loving you there. If that makes sense. I think I'm coming together with my understanding. Victoria, if you would like to do a reading, we can do one right now for sure. I just won't be able to show the board. I'll have to hold the card up to you. But yeah, you can do one mic chant for 6, one join butterfly for 9, or one galaxy for 12. Guys, you went through a painful twin flame relationship, but also a strong love feeling. That's fair enough. That's the hard part. Twin flames it's not twin water. It's not twin nice day in the park. It's twin flame, which is fire. Of course, as someone who always calls myself a dragon, I'm like, I like the fire. It's fun. Hi, everyone. Welcome in. If this is your first time joining us, hi. This is something new we're doing. We're doing Electric Chapel Sundays. If you guys want to ask questions about God, religion, witchcraft, magic, let me know down below what you're looking for. Victoria's here. Hey, Victoria. Thanks for the join butterfly. All right, Victoria did gift for a reading, so we are going to do a little 9-card spread for her. I will start getting back to answering questions after this. Victoria, what would you like for your reading? Love, financial, general? What are we looking for? Let me know. Okay, Victoria would like a love reading. Okay, Victoria, here's your love reading. Here's your 9 cards. And card 1. Okay, there's a delay coming up in love, and that's okay. It does look like we are seeing a change happen around you as we speak. We are seeing work go into this, but it is going to take a little bit of time and effort. So heads up on that front. You are going through a bit of a transitional phase in your love life. Be careful. There's someone out there who's being negative and rude. Don't accept their negativity or their drama. We don't need that issues. We don't need those problems. Focus on what's going on with you in love and not what other people got to say. Sometimes you got to stand up for yourself and fight for what you deserve and not settle for less. Okay. So we saw at the very beginning, we saw this card, which is a sign of the delay happening. This is a sign of the delay ending. Okay, Queen, we love it. So what we're seeing is you are overcoming the delay at some point in the near future, and there's a breakthrough with that. Okay, that's card 3. You are learning a new lesson. You're going through a bit of a new journey. Breakthroughs, blessings, and changes are coming soon. Get ready for the excitement that's on the horizon. Okay, love it. You are starting to recognize that the issues you had, this is funny, this card actually falls right underneath this one, the way I haven't said it on the actual board, is we have this guy where there's some negativity coming from it. But you're realizing you have what it takes to fight the battles and win them. Okay. So when it comes to love, you're about to win some battles and break free in your love life. And you're now the Queen of Swords. So again, we have the King of Swords come up here. Some guy who's being rude and negative, like, and then the Queen of Swords say, I don't need it. I'm standing up. I'm strong. I'm independent. I can fight this. Boom, boom, boom. And you're going to win because of it. Okay. Love it for you. Okay. Get it. You are going to go through a lonely phase in love, and that's okay. It's okay to be alone a little bit. Take some time just for you to focus on self-care and self-recovery. That's fair. You are being faced with some sort of obstacle, and you're about to overcome it. You have what it takes to succeed, even in those hard moments. You will see the breakthroughs you deserve and want. You are looking past the clouds to see everything a little more clearly. The universe would like to reveal a lot to you very soon. You're coming out of the fog and seeing people and things for what they truly are, which is changing your world for the better. So get ready for a bit of a breakthrough and seeing things a little bit more positive in the near future. Okay, so you're coming out of the fog soon and seeing things a little more clear, and you're taking on the big bads and breaking free of their oppression. Yes. Can we get a clap in the chat, baby? Yes, everybody. I want to welcome everybody in. Hi, Donnie. Donnie, thank you so much for joining us. Donnie's a live subscriber. Donnie, here's your oracle spread. Easter egg tree. Don't forget to embrace your community and the people around you. By embracing your community and the people around you, you will see a change for the future. Find your personal balance. The universe would like to find you balance and clarity, getting you back on track to what you deserve and need. Okay. And last but not least, flower wand. It is time for you to put your foot down and decide what stays and what goes, and no longer settle for less. By deciding what you actually want and need, you will see a change for your future. There you go. There's your 3 cards, Donnie. Thanks for your support as always. We're doing something a little different today, guys. If you would like to get a question, if you have questions you would like to ask about spirituality, witchcraft, magic, tarot, let me know down below. I know a little bit about the subject matter, and I would love to talk to you guys about it. We are doing our Electric Chapel Sundays. I think I'm going to start trying to do these more every Sunday so we can actually have some conversations, actually talk it out and talk about stuff on an actual, like, coven level. Eva, TS's version, just hired me. First of all, I love your username. Are we super excited for the next... I know we're not technically in the next era, but she got her hair. It's happening. Sorry, I'm a big Swiftie. Eva, here's your card. Spring equinox, you're going through a reset in a very positive way. Get excited for the reset and changes that are coming soon. And we are seeing a change for the future coming up your way in a very positive light. Is Enochian magic something you do? I wouldn't want to speak on it because I don't actually study it particularly. I feel like I've heard it before. Is that like magic? Okay, is that like magic kind of like with Enoch? Because if so, somewhat yes. I'm assuming that's what, I think that's what you mean. I would need to do a little more research before I spoke on it, but I think so. I've definitely, if we're talking like Enoch, I have read the book of Enoch. I have a good connection with Enoch. Definitely talked with him spiritually. Of course, I'm not that old. I know I'm old, but I'm not that old. Maybe I am. Who are we getting? Okay. Geese. Sorry, I mispronounced your name. You've been looking into Dolores Cannon lately, past life stuff. What are the views on past life work, on how past lives are? Oh, I love that. That's a good question. Okay, I've done a lot of past life regressions. I'm pretty sure if we want to look at it in a human way, I'm pretty sure I'm my last reincarnation. To be honest, I'm pretty sure I've done the things. I can kind of feel it. I'm definitely not the same person I used to be in my past life. That's for sure. But for my opinion, when it comes to past lives, I've always kind of looked at it as it's not necessarily in the way they perceive it in movies. It's not one of those things where she's passed and then she wakes up as a baby. Like that's fun and silly for movies and cute and kitsch, but I don't think it necessarily works that way. Again, time's not really it's a human construct, it's not real. Time's something that we kind of make up to deal with our day-to-day lives. We, count from sunrise, sunset type things. For my personal opinion, when it comes to past lives is like, I've always kind of seen it as we kind of start off at our worst thing. Like this kind of like the old karmic kind of cycle looking at it with past lives is you kind of start off in your absolute worst place and you go through all the lives to learn the lessons. So by the time that you're kind of towards the end of it, you're like, oh, I got it. I figured it out. I'm not the person I was when I started this. I'm not the entity I was. And that's the thing is like, if you do a lot of past life regressions, you will notice like there's none for you. Like if let's say we did one for you right now, you look back on every one we had before was one that clearly needed to learn a lesson. And I've learned that for me, I've learned this through a lot of the ones I've done for other people is like I had some people, I won't say details or names or anything, but every past life, they didn't make it past a certain age. They kind of ended, it was ended at a certain point. And we talked about it, and this person realized that this was the oldest physically in the human form that they've gotten. And so they were learning the lesson. They were getting better with every try. And so I've always taken it as one of those things where it's part of the whole lesson of we keep kind of learning it and coming back until we get to the next spot. I know a lot of people also do the practice where it's like they choose to come back. And so it's like one of those things where it's like, oh, I've had channelings where I, talk to like the higher powers and then like, you want to go back for another ride? And like, sure, why not? That kind of thing. Okay, Jesus asked, just seen recently people who study pretty hard say that they're starting to hear things. Oh, interesting. I'll have to look into that. No, that's definitely really interesting. Are they hearing things from higher powers? Are they hearing things from, who are they hearing it from? Spirits? Like what are they kind of getting from? I'm curious. It's definitely an interesting topic because it's one of those things where we're all so divinely connected and in touch, but we're all so encouraged not to be. And it's like, I heard something. Well, you must be, bonkers. And it's like, no, I'm not. Like, I heard something. And then you look into it and you're like, oh, when you actually look into the spiritual eyesight, it's like, oh no, you're connecting. Not to say that people shouldn't get actual help and things like that, if they need help. But just sometimes also just like the conversation of like, what if we live on a giant floating rock, So obviously get your help if you need your help. But if you do feel like you're getting more in depth with something spiritual, like, again, remember, it's not that serious. We live on a floating rock hurtling through space, But yeah, so no, it's definitely an interesting subject matter for sure. You guys have any other questions you'd like to have answered? I would definitely love to answer some questions for you. This is something new I want to start doing is my Electric Chapel Sundays. Would definitely like to help you guys with your spiritual journeys, teaching you guys some stuff, learning from you guys too, honestly. If you have questions about magic, witchcraft, stuff like that, let me know down below. I know a lot of people get really scared with tarot because there's been so much of a campaign against witchcraft and magic and all that stuff. And it's like, really have to start reconsidering, like, the people telling you this, why are they telling you this? Is there something they can profit from keeping you away from the divine? Yes, most of the time there is. To be honest, no tea, no shade, but it's tea and shade. So like, it's good to learn for ourselves and kind of go on our own journey. Holly's here. Hi, Holly. Welcome in. Team Moana, I don't really do 3 cards anymore. If you want to get a 6-card spread, you can gift a mic champ for 6 cards. Yeah, we're not really doing 6 anymore. Sorry, I had to cut those out. They were, they started getting they were just kind of slowing down the chat a little bit. So I switched over to 6. That way it's a little bit more. I started having a lot of people who were sending multiple 3 cards ones when it's like, it was just easier to do a whole 6 card and, save the list. So it wasn't, causing people to get confused or causing me to get confused reading pure people. Sir Belina's here. Welcome in. Shamika Why Not's here. Hi, Shamika Why Not. How are you? Meg M is here. Welcome in, Meg M. How are you? Hope you're doing good today. Feeling great. Mag's here. Hi, Mag. How are you? Welcome in, everybody. Hope you guys are doing good today. Feeling great. If you guys are interested in becoming part of our coven, hit that follow button. New followers do win a free card just for following. So if you guys would like a free card, hit that follow button. I do want to thank everybody for joining us today. It's been really great to see you guys on this level. I hope you guys are enjoying our new way of doing this. We're kind of setting up our new and improved Sundays, I guess. I'm going to start trying to do more. I'm going to call them our Electric Chapel Sundays. And we're going to, talk about God, witchcraft, magic, spirituality, aliens, extraterrestrials. Some people don't like the word alien. I like both personally. Do you guys have questions about any of those type of topics? I would definitely love to chat with you about it. I do dream interpretation too, if you guys want to learn more about dreams and stuff like that. I do also want to thank everybody who has been part of our coven for so long. I found out last week that we've been on here for 5 years. We've been online for 5 years, guys. Can you believe it? I don't look a day over 30. That's not true. I look 32 because I'm 32. I'm one of those kids. I never looked my age. I was like old. When I was like literally a kid, it was like, you look 35. And I was like, I'm 12. And then when I finally got to the age of, now that I'm heading towards 35, I'm like, oh, I look about 35. I'm getting to my age. I feel like I'm finally there. I'm hoping I stay that way. So when I jump past it, people are like, you look 35. I'm like, thanks, I'm 70. Lisa's here. Hey, Lisa, how are you? How's it going? If you guys have any questions you want to ask, if you have anything you want to share with the coven, you can come on here, jump on live with us. We can definitely co-host if anybody would like to do that. I would definitely love to have you guys join in for sure. Team Moana, what do you send for 3 cards, please? Let me see if I can pin it for you. 1 second. It is a mic champ. I'm going to pin it down below so it's a little easier for you to find. Yes, dream interpretation. What can you tell us? What can you tell us about that? Oh, for sure. Yeah, let me know what your dream was and I'll try to help you interpret it. Yeah, we can do that for sure. Nothing too crazy though. You can ask as many questions as you want, guys. Guys, I'm definitely here for it. Yeah, for sure. We can talk about it. Like I said, I am studying to be a magi. I guess I am a magi. And a lot of their stuff is a lot of dream-based magic and stuff. So it's just really about using, intuition to kind of sense what different little things mean. Chloe's here. Hey, Chloe. Thanks for following, Chloe. Welcome to Coven, Chloe. Feather, think first before you judge. Make sure you get all the facts before you make any snap judgments. Don't jump to conclusions. Get all the facts up front before you make any big decisions. Ooh, cool. Romy Intuitive just hearted me. Thanks, Romy Intuitive. Here's your card. Daffodils, there's a change in the air in ways you wouldn't have expected. A change is coming soon in ways you wouldn't have expected, and it does look like there's a blessing being found soon in that breakthrough. Cool. There you go. Pisces, just heard me. Thanks, Pisces. Pisces, here's your card. You are not letting things linger. You're putting your foot down. Don't let negativity hold you back. By putting your foot down, you'll stand true on yourself and not settle for less. There we go. Lola asks, what is a magi? Okay, so think the three wise men. Think of like the three kings from the nativity story. They're like the most famous magi. So what I've done for my personal research, and I have to do a lot because I've had certain people who've tried to lie about it, who've tried to make up stuff. And this is the facts I found through history, because that's the thing, is history can tell us a lot more about it than some rando in our friend group. That's no tea, no shade, but that'll be in my book that I am writing about. Someone did try to tell me I couldn't be a magi after I told them what it was. And then they told me that only they could tell me what it was. And I was like, I just told you, dude, whatever. Anyway, that's not important. That's not relevant to the story. So what a magi is every single religion has magi. It's a certain kind of priest. It's a certain type of priesthood. So it's one of those things where it's not really about a religion in particular as much as it's a kind of studying of beliefs. A lot of times the magi are more connected to a like astrological type thing. They're more connected to learning about stars, dreams, things like that, the astral plane. Again, it really just depends on the religion. There's a lot, like ancient Egypt had magi. The indigenous people of America have magi. And it really just depends on what they're practicing. But again, it's like it's a type of priesthood essentially. So it's like anyone can be one. It really just kind of like this. It's almost like a maid. I guess another way you can look at it is almost like a mage from like, was it D&D? I don't play D&D, but I think they have mages. It's kind of like that. It's similar to that, where it's like it's a type of practicing. It's something. It's to that extent is the basic understanding I have of it. So again, if someone tells you can't do it, tell them every religion has it. You can't stop me. Hi everybody, welcome in. If you guys have questions you'd like to have answered, let me know down below. I would definitely love to help you guys out with some answers. We are doing our Electric Chapel Sundays, so if you guys would like to learn more about magic, witchcraft, stuff like that, let me know down below in the comment section what you have for questions. I would definitely love to help you guys out a little bit. We are learning more about different things when it comes to magic. So if you guys have questions about like astral projection, spirituality, reincarnation. Oh, Lola had not heard the term before seeing my page. Oh, I'm glad that I could be the first person you meet with it. Yeah, it's very obscure, I guess, which is weird because it used to not be. It used to be a very common thing. Again, I think the terms have just gotten changed throughout different language patterns, but yeah, I just like going by it. Also, it matches my aesthetic a little bit better. If you guys don't know how I got my username, so I started doing tarot with my Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card was Dark Magician. And since I am practicing a magi, I was like, oh, dark magi. It's kind of funny, kind of tongue-in-cheek, little joke. People are like, you do dark magic? How could you? And I'm like, I do dark magic. What's the problem? Why are you afraid of the dark? That's another conversation we could have. A lot of people get so upset with the concept of dark magic or light magic. And the problem is that dark and light are not evil. Like, what you're thinking is good and evil. And the problem is that this is not an old Western. The good guy doesn't wear white and the bad guy doesn't wear black. Those are colors. And once we stop thinking like that, we can start reassessing things. So there's plenty of tarot cards. Which one was it? Like, they literally tell you do shadow work. Look into your own shadow self. Like Sacred Circle, do your shadow work. Dive deeper into your own darkness. And people are like, oh my gosh, I don't have darkness. Okay, so you're perfect. Okay, I see. Then why are you here? No, that's the thing. We all have a yin and a yang. We all have something. It doesn't mean good or evil. There's a part of us that is the it and the ego. There's a part of us that is passionate. There's a part of us that is good and sweet. Like, that's the thing, is we have inner childs who are sweet and nice people, little sweethearts, little baby angels. And there's parts of us that are downright like junkyard dogs. Like, some of us, we all have it in us. That's when they say it. Like, we all say it, For me, it was a very important lesson to learn, because I was very sweet and very young. I'm still sweet, but I'm like a Sour Patch Kid, and then I'm sour. No, but that's the thing. I think a lot of people, if you're nice, if you're sweet enough, that doesn't make you good. That just makes you nice and sweet, so a lot of times we have to reassess that. I think also kind of getting into the topic of if you wear black, it doesn't make you evil. As someone who's like, it's slimming, babes, and also it's I used to be goth, so it's fine. I have to wear black. Come on, please. Ugh. It's just an interesting topic because evil and good are a whole different conversation. Why are we bringing light and dark into it? Like, why are you afraid of the dark? You're afraid to go sleep? Like, what? Why? The sun can give you a sunburn, both are just as dangerous. Jen's here. Hi, Jen. How are you? Dion's here. Welcome in. If you guys have questions about magic, witchcraft, spirituality, let me know down below in the chat. I would definitely love to chat with you guys about it a little bit more. We are doing our Electric Chapel Sundays. I hope you guys are enjoying this. If you are, let me know down below. Also, if you do hit that follow button, you will get a free card and join our coven. If you'd like to follow, hit the follow button. Oh, thanks for saying that, Dion. Good to see you as well. I appreciate it. Are dreams all okay? Guys asked, are dreams always a symbol of the future or a warning of future, or not always? So forget this. So this is the part that's a little bit unpalatable for people. Is it's about your discernment of it. That's the thing. A lot of people want everything to be like cookie cutter, right to the point, where people want it to be like, oh, I could tell you, yes, it's always this, or yes, it's always that. No. The world is gray. There's always a nice little shade of in between. So what I've noticed is, in your heart when it's a prophetic dream. I personally if I've had a pet who's passed on, I've dreamt about it probably almost exactly 3 days in advance each time. And I knew in my heart something was wrong. And it was insane how it happened, but it was accurate. And so there are some dreams that in your heart is that. And then in reality, there's other ones, I had pizza before bed and I watched a scary movie. So of course the ghost-faced guy is coming after me, And so I think it comes down to the discernment. I have noticed, because I have, like I said, my best friend's also a practicing witch. And we talk about this kind of stuff all the time. Like she'll come out, she doesn't remember a lot of her dreams, but when she does, we'll talk about them. And we'll talk about how, if it's an astral projection, it's different than a prophetic dream. And then that's also different from just another dream in general. A lot of times when it comes to the topic, again, nobody really has a science behind it, because there isn't really science behind it. They're trying to learn, but they just can't find it still. But that's always, in my opinion, you kind of know in your heart if it feels like, oh, this is prophetic. So the scary one is people don't want to talk about oh, I had a terrible dream that this person happened or whatever. And it kind of comes down to sometimes you're scared about that. Stuff like that. Dev asks, can you ask a question and you answer with your intuition? I will try. I know a lot of people want me to do mediumship stuff, but I'm not a medium. I'm a large. That was a bad joke. It was a good joke. Laugh. What does it mean when your late grandfather's in a dream holding a baby boy? Context, no baby for you. Oh, so okay, here's the tea. Do you not want children? Because that's also another conversation. What do you stand in all this, But my opinion was, if you, let's say, if you want a baby, it's most likely, that thing is, where do spirits come from? They're coming from the other side. So my opinion would probably be that most likely whatever baby that was could be one that you might have one day. Or another side to look at that could be, it's not about what the actual baby is as much as how the grandfather would see it. Okay, so you don't want any more kids. You're done. You're over it. You're done having babies. So the other way I would look at it then, if it's your grandfather holding a baby, you said it was a baby boy. Not to perceive, I obviously don't want to assume your pronouns or anything, but I'm assuming you're a lady, I'm assuming. Again, I don't want to assume. That's just, I would like just get more answers before I answer that for sure. Yeah, you're a lady. Will you try? Don't we all? Sorry, I'm a drag queen, so yeah, I do try. when I'm a drag girl, I try. When I'm out of drag, I don't try as much. Anyway, sorry, you're not here about that. You're here about this question for the stream. Okay, so how I would look at that then is that on some level, there's a part of you that you're shutting off. Again, this is going to get real heavy, real serious, so take it with a grain of salt. If you don't like it, you don't take it. If you do like it, then take it. I would wonder if on some level, you are probably, most likely the dream's probably saying you are feeling very much like you have to shut off part of you that would be considered more masculine. If you are a presenting woman, or if you're a woman who on some level has to kind of hide the parts of her that are a little bit more masculine, you're kind of shutting that part of your spirit off, because we all have divine feminine and divine masculine. This goes back to what we were talking about earlier, so this is a really good roundabout conversation. I would wonder if on some level that was your grandfather trying to encourage you, be the tomboy. Your grandfather loved the parts of you that were a little bit more on the masculine side. So on some level, it could be seeing yourself in a different light. That doesn't mean you have to be a different gender or anything like that. That's a whole different conversation for another day. But it could be one of those things where on some level you you've had to almost hide that part of yourself, or you're not feeling it as much. So that would be my guess of why the grandfather was holding that, because the grandfather wanted to encourage you to love all parts of yourself, even the parts that might not be who you are. So again, the baby boy could be a sign of parts of you have been lost, parts of you that were able to kind of play the spectrum. Again, heavy topic. Take it if you want it, leave it if you don't. That's one of the opinions I would have. Or again, it could be something as simple as it's not even your baby. It might be just somebody in your family has a baby that they might have lost. Maybe it was a twin situation. A lot of times people have babies that are twins and they don't realize they lost one of the twins. It happened before it went any further, stuff like that. Oh yeah, Tijuana. That's my guess. Is that that's how I would take it. Of course, I'm a gender pirate, so I would always think I'm a drag queen. If you guys ever want to see me in drag, let me know. I won't do it because I'm tired and I don't want to shave, but if I did, I would. Okay. Was going to say you had a dream. Your cousin was pregnant and you warned her. She took the test oh, wow. Okay. I love that for you. You had no idea. Okay. Oh, I love that. That's actually so interesting. It's kind of fun. You got like a little insight. It's a fun way to kind of see your own little spiritual gifts coming in too, So like dreams can be really helpful to that. And then the other side that isn't as much fun is that technically they have I read this, that they have said dreams are just a way of your brain kind of getting rid of information. So it's like, oh, I dreamt of my ex. Should I call him back? No, you're forgetting about him, and that's why your brain brought it up. It was when you're cleaning out the cache in your computer, or is that the word, cache, the cookies? When you're cleaning that out, it's like, do you still want this? And you say, yeah, I'm done, delete it. Sometimes that's what dreams are too, because you haven't thought about something in a while, so your brain's getting rid of information. And as your rest and recovery, that's when you get to clean out the cache of the cookies. Welcome in, everybody. We are doing something a little new today. Today we are doing our Electric Chapel Sundays. If you are interested in getting questions answered about spirituality and witchcraft magic, let me know down below. I would definitely like to help you guys out. Kaha Anahara just heard me. Thank you so much, Kaha Anahara. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. I feel like I always mispronounce your name. Thanks for hearing me, though. Here's your card. Flower wand. What was once allowed is no longer allowed. Put your foot down. Don't let negativity block you anymore. It is time to take better care of yourself and not let the negativity of the past hold you down any longer. There we go. Thank you so much for hearting me. I appreciate it. Absolutely. Yes. Hi, everyone. Welcome in. I do want to welcome everybody to our coven. If you are new here, hit that follow button. We would love for you to join our coven. We do lots of fun giveaways, lots of fun readings. We are trying to get to 5 new followers today. We're currently at 4, so if you can help out by following, that'd be amazing. Also, if you do follow here on the live, I will get you a free oracle card. Ooh, cards. They're oracly. People also ask me a lot of times, what's the difference between oracle and tarot? I will say, honestly, tarot's old. Tarot's been done for lots of times. You get any kind of tarot deck, for the most part, you can kind of get the basics of it. You kind of have a basic idea what it is. Versus oracle cards, and people are inventing them constantly. So even right here, I have 2 different oracle cards, drastically different cards. Also, I will say when it comes to oracle, they kind of tell you more what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. It's not like answering questions. They're like, hey, here's the tea. Deal with it. Versus tarot, a little more willing to answer. Oracle's more like, no, you hear what you want to hear. We're not telling you what you want. We're giving you what you need, Desiree. Just heard me. Thanks, Desiree. Here's your card. Seed blessing. There's a whisper of inspiration in the air. There's a change coming soon in ways you wouldn't have expected. Get excited for the blessings and breakthroughs that you're finding in your own balance. There we go. Lola Black asks, do I have any recommendations how to start dabbling in magic? This is actually a good one. Okay, so asking about it already, you're already dabbling. The moment you start bringing it up, it's already happening. There doesn't have to be any kind of ritual. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to subscribe to a certain service. It's just the moment you start thinking about it, you've already kind of started. Like, that's the thing, is it's all about you deciding. You're not part of the regular 3D world anymore. You're going further past it. I will say the first thing, honestly, it sounds so silly, pray. Prayer is a form of magic. Decide who you're praying to and pray. That's the thing, that's a big one. You can then also obviously research. Magic is it's not a passive fancy. It's kind of participating, but it's one of the things that feels more and more fun the more you do it. So if you're let's say you're not a big reader. Okay, audiobooks. Let's say you're not able to practice in public. Say a little prayer to yourself then. That's how I always say to start, is it's okay, whatever form you want to take it. If you are able to, if you have your own, your own spot where you're safe enough to practice on your own, dollar store magic is a thing. Literally, you can get pretty much anything you need for a altar magic, anything at the dollar store. There's plenty of videos for it. I have not really done a lot of them because I forget to edit the videos. I film the stuff and then I don't edit them. But you can get like tons of crystals now. And if you can't afford crystals, it's okay to go find rocks. It's okay to, you know, do, again, the research. That's one of those things where I think for so long now, we've kind of got this thing where it's gate kept. And in reality, it wasn't. It was never gate kept. It was one of those things where it was the God, like the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, put these things here for you to use easily. And then people put priests in charge of it. They put churches in charge of it. They put everything else in charge of it to take it out of the people's hands. So like, if you want to start it, you've already started by just talking about it. And obviously getting someone to help you out. If you know someone who's into magic or witchcraft or spells or whatever, talk to them, ask them, you know, like bring up conversations. Allison hearted me. Thanks, Allison. Okay, Allison, here's your card for hearting me. You were going to new horizons. New horizons are opening up every day. Doors are opening for the blessings, getting you the blessings you want and need, and changing your world for the better. Bringing you all the success you've ever deserved. Cool. There's your card. Thank you so much. You made me... Oh, I'm glad, Timo Anna. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm glad you could, you know, join us today. I'm glad we did this for you and we were able to, you know, chat a little bit. It was good to get to know you. Again, we're trying to do a little bit something different with our live today. We're doing our little Electric Chapel Sunday. If you guys would like to learn more about something spiritually or witchcraft, magic, whatever, let me know down below in the comments. I want to start having the open communications with you guys. I hope this helps a little bit. Like I said, we are trying to, you know, just open up the coven a little bit more, talk to each other. You know, if you guys want to have something you want to share, let me know and you can jump on live with me, you know, if you want to, if you guys want to talk about. We were talking about dreams earlier. We were talking about Ashra and Elohim. We're talking about all kinds of stuff today. So yeah, let me know down below. Did you guys like this? Are you enjoying this? I hope you're enjoying this. I definitely am enjoying talking with you guys. It's definitely fun to actually have like a one-on-one combo. Or I mean, well, there's people here, like eight on one. I do want to thank everybody also for all their support. If you guys are interested in private sessions, we do offer private readings. You can always direct message me. We do 20-minute sessions with unlimited questions. We also do past life regression and astral projection sessions as well. So if that's something you guys would like to set up, you can, you know, always message me for that. I've had a couple of you guys, I mean, a lot actually, have really connected for astral projections and past life regressions and stuff. So if you do ever want to do that, let me know down below in the comments section. Or if you want to direct message me, you can. Like I said, we've had some fun. It's interesting because I don't really know you guys physically. Like I've never met any of you in person. And it's so interesting to do like astral projection with people because like, oh, we go on a journey together. We go on a journey. And by the end of it, it's like we're like comrades in arms. Tahio 3's here. Hey, how are you? How have you been? Welcome back. I want to thank everybody for all their support today. You guys have been super duper awesome. Thanks for joining us. If you are interested in a reading, I do have the deck today as well. We've been just talking a little bit. So if you guys want to get a 6-card spread, all you gotta do is give one mic chant for 6 cards. I'm gonna pin that down below so it's a little easier to find. Hey everybody, welcome in. Yeah, any other questions you guys want to know? Anything? There's no bad questions. Just let me know what you guys have for questions for witchcraft, magic, and spiritual stuff. I'm gonna end the live stream in about 3 minutes or so. I'm gonna do this for about an hour. Something a little bit easy, you know. But yeah, so let me know what other questions you guys have. Any tips for manifestation? For sure. That's a good one. That's a fun one. So there's a lot of ways, and sadly, they're actually a lot more hard work than you'd expect, but in the easiest way. I'll explain. So people put too many constraints on their manifestation in a way where they're telling the universe what they want without actually allowing anything to happen. So the best one I can always say is people say, I want $100 exactly by Friday. $100 exactly by Friday. Pretty. They write it down in a book. They say it every day. I want $100 by Friday. Friday doesn't exist. $100 is a very specific number. It's almost too small for the universe sometimes. So the problem why it doesn't come on Friday, we've said it before, time doesn't exist. Adding the constraint of that doesn't exist. You put the universe in a little box. And the problem is the universe is the box and everything else around it. The universe doesn't care about your box, but you put so much energy to it, the universe had to care about the box. So here's a really big one. So this is a really cool conversational thing I heard where somebody says, if you're offered $1 trillion, what do you do with it? Everyone's first knee-jerk response is that's not even a real number. It's too big. And the problem is you cut the universe off at the knees about what they could give you. So when it comes to manifestation, don't put the buy this. Don't put the in this time. So if you're going to manifest something, manifest you're wealthy. Not I'm going to get money. Okay, so you're going to have to go get the money. That's still a sign of someday you'll get it. You're always living in that perpetual state of getting it. I'm wealthy. I'm successful. I am financially sound. Whatever that ends up being for your actual wordage, do that. Because the problem is people put it in the future tense because they don't want to be tricked or be wrong. It's like one of those like human-y kind of things of, oh, if I say I'm rich right now, somebody's going to come up to me and say, no, you're not. So that's my best tip is speak about it as if it's already yours. And it's not lying because you're telling the universe what's already happening. So like, I love my soulmate. Am I with them? Do I know them? That's nobody's business. That doesn't matter. But I love my soulmate. I am comfortable with my soulmate. I'm enjoying my time with my soulmate. That kind of concept. So once you start speaking about it as if it's real, once you start putting it in the context of it's already mine, it sounds so cliche because there's a good reason for it. That's my best tip for you. Okay, Team Moana, sorry about this. Sorry, I was in the middle of a rambling. Team Moana, your father, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear for all your losses. I would say, so obviously you're going to have a better connection to them than I would. I'm just getting to know you. What I would say is if you're that really worried about what's going on with them since they also passed, you can talk to them. Like, that's the thing a lot of people forget. It's like, you don't have to go to a priest. You don't have to go to a little church and talk to somebody, especially with people you care about and know. Because, like, that's the thing is, it's your brother. It's your brother and his wife. Your brother was close. Was your brother somebody that you had to schedule a time to see? No. You can just go see your brother. It's your brother. So, like, remember that. Like, start talking. Like, when you're at night, hey, whatever you call him. Hey, what are you doing? And don't. Sometimes we gotta stop treating the dead like they're not our loved ones. Like, dear grandfather, it's been 7 days since I talked to you. No. Hey, whatever you call your grandpa. Oh, I saw this thing that made me think of you. Like, that's a thing you can start engaging with, and that'll really start helping you feel that deeper connection again and bringing them to you in a faster way. That's a big one. You don't have to, you don't have to find a certain time. You don't have to wear your Sunday best. You don't have to go to the cemetery. You don't have to go to the urn. You can start talking to them, because that's the thing is they're still your person. It's just in a different form. Fair enough. Oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting conversation then. But I would say then, since you weren't like raised with him and you didn't really know him all that well, if you do want to know more about him, I'd say whatever deities you kind of talk with. Well, we can be serious. What kind of deities do you work with? Do you work with, like, who do you work with? There's no wrong answer, obviously. But yeah, who do you work with? Let me know and we'll talk about it. What you could do to kind of have them, bring up a little connection. Guys, do you believe everything has a purpose and every bad situation is really a blessing then? Honestly, yes, I do for the most part, guys. I think, honestly, yeah, all of them. For me, at least, I've always believed that. It's because we always get through it. And it's like, it sucks and it's terrible sometimes. But sometimes it's like, yeah, this really bad thing had to happen because then it led me through it, they say if it led you to it, they can lead you through it. And that's very easy to say. And I don't think it's a good mentality to tell people that. It's not a good mentality to be like, you'll get through it. Because you're passing the buck. You're essentially telling them, I don't care about your problem, because you'll get through it and it'll be a lesson. So I don't go on my way and tell people that. For me personally, yeah, I do believe that. Everything I've ever been through, I got there. So like, that's always been kind of my thing about it is like, I do believe that personally on a personal level, but I'm not going to go on my way and be like, tell you guys that. I have so many people who come to my tarot readings and they're like, I'm having a bad day. In reality, I'd be like, well, realistically, the universe is teaching me a lesson, the God, source, whatever is telling you something. I'm not going to do that because it doesn't really help them. They need a friend. They need an ally. So it's like, oh, that sucks. Let's eat ice cream, that kind of thing, So I do believe that. And I do think we kind of get through that. If that makes sense. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. Timana, your question. They felt so safe and familiar, but you've not gotten over your father's passing. So you feel, so you feel to even concentrate on that. Okay. Yeah, that's one of those things where I think sometimes also we can all be really honest. That's a terrible thing that happened. you know, what you went through, that's really hard. And it's not easy to get through. I personally had a really bad thing happen with my family, and it was insane how it happened. And realistically, almost accepting that that's not normal. That wasn't okay. That did hurt me a lot. By kind of accepting that it did hurt a lot, you can then go, okay, so I am in uncharted territory now. Once you kind of accept that you're in uncharted territory, your morning can take its own process. It can take its own path. That's one of those things where once you kind of go, okay, I can cry when I want to cry. It's been this long since this person passed and I haven't thought about it. But in a couple of months, you feel it then, that kind of thing. That's from my personal experience. Hi, everyone. Welcome in. Teacher G, how are you? Hello. If you guys have any questions, let me know what you'd like to learn about magic, witchcraft, stuff like that. I would definitely love to help you guys if we can. Teacher G, thanks for hurting me, Teacher G. Here's your card. Composting, take the negativity in your life, turn it into positive. You have the power to alchemize the drama, something fresh and new, and change your world for the better. Thank you so much for hurting me. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Teacher G. Sending lots of good vibes your way. Sending lots of love and support your way. I am going to end the live stream here. This is something new that we're doing. If you guys do want to be part of our covenant, hit that follow button. We're going to try to do on Sundays, do more of these Electric Chapel videos, have a little combo. So the redhead, thanks for hurting me. Here's your card. What you're seeking is not always easy to find, so don't give up on yourself. What you're looking for, you'll find what you need at the time is right. By looking for what you need and what you deserve, you will find what you need in the right time in your moment. There we go. Lola, thanks for hurting me, Lola. Lola, Pink Moon, the words you speak are important. Speak positively over your existence again. By changing your life for the better, will change your world for the future, and it'll bring what you want into your world around you. Last but not least, you have Kay's Cats. Keys Cat Omaha. Thanks for hurting me. Here we go. Daffodils, there's a change in the air in ways you wouldn't have expected. A blessing, a breakthrough, and a change is coming soon. Get ready for the excitement and success is on the horizon. There we go. Thank you so much for hurting me. All right, everybody. I do appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for your support. I'm going to try to do these more on Sundays. So if you guys do want to be more part of our Electric Chapel Sunday videos, make sure you hit that follow button, and I would definitely love to see you guys more. Also, if you do have questions about private readings, you can always direct message me. We offer 20-minute sessions with unlimited questions. So if you want to set those up, message me for details. All right, guys. I will see you soon. Have a great day and blessed be.